The Mustang lineups are being introduced. Here from Colorado Springs. As we are live here at Vibe Stadium, and we'll have as much footage as we can certainly provide of this particular game. And if we're on the air for several hours today, that's a good sign. That means the Mustangs will have won the first game here and would play Pueblo West coming up with first pitch now at approximately about 3:30. 3:30 would be first pitch, since the original first pitch was 2:30. Now, if this game goes quickly, that'll be upped. They don't wait until that designated time. They will certainly accelerate the schedule as much as possible. Keep in mind, since this is a minor league park, of course, they do have lights, but we don't anticipate to be playing that late in the day. But again, you never know. The first game lasted almost 3 hours. And we've had baseball games at the state tournament last anywhere for about an hour and a half to well over 3 hours, depending upon pitching changes, the length of the game. As I mentioned, one of the longer games during the regular season earlier this year was when Resurrection Christian and Eaton played in Eaton. That was a 3-2 13-inning game. That was nearly 2 baseball games. So the Mustangs on the first base side at 1:10 have finally taken the field. Do have an update of that Resurrection Christian Eaton game, by the way, in 3A. Resurrection Christian leads 3-0 in the second inning. Try to provide updates as much as possible. Already 2 games complete. Pueblo West over Erie 12-4. And Holy Family beat Cheyenne Mountain 13-4. Mateo Salcido has played multiple roles for the Mustangs this year. He's had 4 starts, but he's basically been in there in relief. One start, he took a loss against Holy Family, and in that game, it was just those 2-out hits. The 2-out hits that really hurt Mateo in that game. In fact, all of the runs in that 8-1 win by Holy Family in Fort Morgan were scored with 2 outs. However, as I mentioned earlier during this extended pregame, he did go the distance in a 10-0 victory over Frederick and Fort Morgan, and then more recently defeated Stanley Lake by a count of 8-1, and that was about 3 weeks ago. All right, so Mateo on the year. We try to pull up his numbers here. Seth Keener will step in for the left side. 4-1 with a 2.26 ERA. Opening pitch brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Things happen in life. Make sure you're prepared with the right insurance coverage. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance, Sterling Brush in Fort Morgan, and the changeup is a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. First pitch officially at 1:12. Here from Colorado Springs. Salcido, very easy motion. Breaking ball is swung on and fouled straight back. And the count moves to no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 to Keener. Mustangs have been pretty strong defensively. This infield's going to play not too fast, not too slow. And the fastball is away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here to the left-hander hitting Seth Keener. Open stand for the left side. And the offering. Swing and a miss, and a curveball away at the knees, and there's 1 down. Well, a tremendous pitch and well located by Mateo Salcido. 1 down for Conrad Holmes, right-handed hitter for Golden. Catcher hitting out of the 2-hole. Fajardo gets a sign for the dugout. Lays down the sign in the pitch, and the breaking ball's a strike. Bell tie, it's 0-1. Mateo has the best strike to ball ratio on the team as well. And the offering, and that's up and in. Count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 to Holmes. 1 out and the bases empty. Mateo steps off. Nice crowd here for the Mustangs up the first base side, as was the case last week. And those 2 victories at Palisade. And the pitch. Swing and a miss to a fastball right by him, belt high. And the count goes to 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Conrad Holmes. And the offering. Curveball is lifted into shallow right field. And the right fielder, K.O. Langford, comes in, makes the one-handed grab. And there's 2 down. Way out in front there, taking almost a one-handed swing, was Holmes. And here's the pitcher, Ben McLaughlin. Left-handed hitter. They've got a more balanced lineup, does Golden, in terms of lefty-righties. Already 2 in the first 3, or 2 out of the first 3 are lefties. The Mustangs have 1 lefty and Nick Beltran, the second baseman. The wide and the offering. The curveball is right there for a strike down the middle, thigh high. And it's no balls and 1 strike. 0-1 here to McLaughlin. The wind and pitch up and away. Looked like a changeup, and the count levels at 1-1. 2 down and the bases empty in the top of the first inning. In the opening round of the 4A state tournament. And the pitch is away. Same pitch, same location, same result. Ball 2, strike 1 on Ben McLaughlin. They're playing him to pull just a little bit. The pitch swung on and grounded left side, and Linker to his left eye to a knee. Gets up, throws to first, and that is in time. What a play by Linker at short. That ball was ticketed for left center. Defense has been big for the Mustangs all season. 1, 2, 3 for Golden in the top of the first inning. Let's head to the bottom of the first. In the 4A state tournament, Golden does not score. Fort Morgan is coming to bat on B106 and B106.com. Chad Beltran back in Colorado Springs. Our sound engineer and producer today is Herrick Curtis. Let's get to the starting lineup for the Mustangs. Batting first is the center fielder, J.P. Hamer. Shortstop, Isaac Linker at second. The first baseman is Nick Norris. Batting cleanup is Mateo Salcido. The fifth hitter is the left fielder, Javier Baquera. Nick Beltran, the second baseman at sixth. Connor Fajardo, the catcher, at seventh. Third baseman, Austin Apple at eighth, and K.O. Langford, the right fielder, hits ninth. Defensively, Zane Cubbies at first. The second baseman is James Douthit. Sam Vogel at third. The shortstop is Joe Quintana. In the outfield and left field is Ethan Lewis. Seth Keener in center. Ty Howe in right. Behind the plate is Conrad Holmes. And Ben McLaughlin, 6-2 with a 2.78 ERA, 89 strikeouts in just over 60 innings. The pitch, fastball, is a strike at the knees to J.P. Hamer, hitting .408 on the year. The winner to take on Pueblo West, which scored 9 in the seventh to beat Erie in the breaking ball, down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, the pitching drops off just a little bit after McLaughlin, but his numbers are so good, that's expected. Works quickly. 1-1. Swung on, foul to the backstop. He's a tall, rangy right-hander. 1 ball and 2 strikes to J.P. Hamer. Laying down the sign is Holmes. And the pitch. Breaking ball, line for a base hit into right center field on a pitch that hung. And Hamer ups that batting average, which again was .408 going in. Isaac Linker hitting .367. And the delivery that McLaughlin has out of the windup is very similar to John Gray. Very little movement. Very little wasted energy. Short lead at first for Hamer on the pitch. And the fastball's on the outside corner. Knee high for a strike to Linker. Linker had 5 RBIs against Pueblo County in the 8-4 regional semifinal victory last Saturday from Palisade. Short lead at first. Throwback to first back and diving is Hamer. But again, only a 1-step lead. He's had issues over there at times, getting caught between first and second on rundowns. Also known as a pickle. Again, a very short lead. And the 0-1. Fastball is upstairs above the letters. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Isaac Linker. Mustangs playing in the 4A state baseball tournament along with 7 other teams here in Colorado Springs. 2 separate sites. Throw back to first, leaning a little bit. Hamer back in, diving again. 1 ball and 1 strike. The stretch and the offering. And swing and a miss. Boy, he threw him a breaker, a curveball with some late action on it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It started out as a strike, ended up as a strike. That's how good that pitch was. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Linker not used to hitting out of the 2-hole. And the pitch swung on and popped foul out of play behind the screen here. The netting. 8,500-seat facility in Colorado Springs. The spring training home of the Milwaukee Brewers. That's right, Christian Yelich, the reigning National League MVP, has played on this field. The stretch. McLaughlin delivers. Curveball is popped up into shallow left field. Hamer back to first, and the catch is going to be made there by Ethan Lewis. There's 1 down. Throw him that breaking ball, and Linker popped it up. 1 down. Here's Nick Norris. Nick Norris, second on the team with 3 home runs. Norris has had a nice season. Again, throw to first. Norris batting .359. He's driven in 22 amongst the team leaders, but Linker's the team leader. The stretch and the pitch. Fastball. That's a strike. Belt high in the outer half. It's 0-1. Again, the one thing you want to do in every game, especially with a pitch count, a max of 110 you can throw, is just to at least get these pitchers to throw between 15 and 20 an inning. And the curveball is grounded to third. Could be 2. The second for 1. And back to first. And that is off the glove of the first baseman, Covey. It'll be a fielder's choice, 6-4. Hamer is eliminated at second, and there's 2 down. Yeah, that could have been a very easy double play there. But the relay by James Douthit off the throw originally from Vogel was into the ground, and Covey could not dig it out. Here's Mateo Salcido. He was the star with a home run and a double in the late innings against Palisades. Swing and a miss and a fastball tailing in. No balls and 1 strike. Mateo started off the season slow, hitting .233 now, but again on fire as of late. That might set up the breaking ball. Throw back to first. Leaning a little bit there was Norris. Back in diving. No score in the bottom of the first inning. Golden was retired, 3 and out in the top of the first. Short lead and the pitch. Fastball is right there on the inner half for a strike at the knees. Again, trying to set him up there for a potential breaking ball. No balls and 2 strikes. Here to Mateo Salcido. McLaughlin delivers. Fastball is high. Ball 1, strike 2. Every pitch meaning so much. But there is wiggle room since this is not an elimination game. Stepping off is McLaughlin. Stepping out is Salcido. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Mustang pitcher. 1-step lead for Norris, about a step and a half now. And the offering, swing and a miss and a fastball down the middle, letter high, and it's a strikeout of Mateo, and the Mustangs are done in the bottom of the first. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. Let's head to the second in Colorado Springs. Golden nothing, Fort Morgan 0 on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Joe Quintana to lead off the second inning here. For Golden, no score. And the pitch is a strike with a fastball. No balls and 1 strike from the right-hander Mateo Salcido. And the pitch swung on, line towards right field. That'll drop in front of Langford. He's going to try to throw through to first. Nope, just held the baseball. It was hit sharply, but Quintana's got a base hit on a pitch that hung up in the zone. Looked like he threw him a changeup. And he just waited on the baseball. Well, that's the way the Mustangs began the bottom of the first inning. So Mateo, for the first time, has got some traffic. And the pitch is down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. McLaughlin's a senior. Salcido a sophomore. Zane Cubby, the first baseman. Another left-handed hitter, by the way. The third left-handed hitter. They've gone lefty-righty, lefty-righty, lefty. And a throw back to first. And diving back in as Quintana looked like he wanted to take off. No score in the top of the second inning. Fajardo lays down the sign. And the pitch, the runner goes squares to bunt, and he fouls it back. Boy, that was a break. That was an easy stolen base for Quintana. One ball and one strike. Small ball, so important for both teams. Golden operates out of that same philosophy. The stretch. Runner goes again, scoring to bunt, laid up the third base side. It's gloved by Apple, sets, throws to first in time. Runner goes to second. The sacrifice is successful, 5-3. Interesting strategy that you have the runner going on a sacrifice bunt. When, quite frankly, without even taking off, he would have been there anyway. One down for Sam Vogel, right-handed hitter. He's the third baseman for Golden. Vogel hitting .339. One of the more dangerous hitters in this lineup, despite being out of the 6-hole. Salcido looks back. Long pause, and the pitch, and the breaking ball. Boy, that looked pretty good, but must have been a little bit inside, letter high. 1 ball and no strikes. Ethan Lewis, the left fielder's on deck. Lunker shading towards the bag at short. Swung on and fouled with a screen on a breaking ball. The count levels at 1-1. Yeah, that's the pitch that Mateo lives by. Works off the fastball, but that breaking ball is his out pitch. It's also a strikeout pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 1 out. No score, top 2 in Colorado Springs. Salcido looks back. And the offering swung on and fouled straight back with a fastball. And the count is at 1-1. The stretch. Throw back to second. And did they get him? They picked him. What happened there? No, I didn't think it was a pickoff. Nope, no pickoff. Close. The stretch. And stepping off again is Salcido. And he delivers. Swing and a miss and a fastball. And 2 down. That was in a 1-2 pitch. 2 down. Yeah, I had my counter at 1-1. That was a 1-2 pitch after 2 fouls there by Vogel. Here's Ethan Lewis. So Mateo records a strikeout. The pitch squaring to bunt with 2 strikes out in front of the plate. Fajardo bare hands. He throws to first for the out. And Golden is retired in the second inning. No runs, 1 hit. No errors and a man left. An inning and a half of baseball has been played in the 4A state tournament from Colorado Springs. Fort Morgan nothing, Golden nothing on B106 and B106.com. All right, let's head to the bottom of the second inning. Javi Becerra just grounded a second, and it was botched out there. So he's on to lead off. Pitch to Nick Beltran. He bunts it, and it's going to be a dive and no catch along the third baseline. So the count is now at 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Nick Beltran. So Becerra reaches on the air. And the pitch squaring to bunt again. Lays it down. Beautiful bunt up the third base line. It trickles. All right, the pitcher McLaughlin lost you there for a second. Trying to clean up our signal here in Colorado Springs. Beltran laid down a perfect bunt. And the pitch going to bunt again up the first base side is Fajardo, and the throw to first is in time. All right, so there's 2 on and 1 out. Two on and 1 out. We had an error. The error was followed by a bunt signal up the third baseline by Beltran, and then the sacrifice. And the pitch swung on at his pop foul out of play. Yeah, I apologize. We're working on cleaning up the signal as we go here. We will clean up our signal here momentarily. The 0-1. Swung on, grounded right side. That'll score a run. The throw to first is in time. Hobby scores. It's 1-0 Fort Morgan. One to nothing Mustangs. This inning moving along quickly. Here is Cale Langford. And the pitch, fastball is upstairs. One ball and no. And the offering, that's right there. One and 1 with Beltran at third. And the pitch, it's a strike. 1 and 2 during the commercial break. We're working on a couple of things here just for the listeners out there that will clean up this signal. And the pitch, called strike 3. And the Mustangs are done in this inning, but they get a run and a hit, an error, and a man left. To the third we go. Fort Morgan 1, Golden nothing on B106 and B106.com. On a 1-1 pitch, it's a base hit for James Douthit. Here to begin the third inning for Golden, 1-0 Fort Morgan. Here in the top of the third inning, Austin Apple had the RBI on the ground out, scoring to bunt, missed, throw back to first, and it's swipe tag. No, he's in there. No balls and 1 strike on Ty Howe, the number 9 hitter in this lineup. Throw back to first, back and diving again. With 1 on. And Fort Morgan up 1-0 in the third. And the offering swung on and lifted towards the second baseman Beltran. He makes the one-handed catch. 2 steps from the edge of the grass, and there's 1 down. Boy, that was a jam job there. That was the 4th left-handed hitter in this lineup for
center fielder number 15, Seth.
The Golden Demons. Here is Seth Keener hitting from the left side. And the pitch swung on. That is lifted to right field. Cale Langford is right there, 2 steps back. He makes the grab. There's 2 down. as he puts it away.
To the plate for Golden, catcher number 3, Conrad Holmes.
Here is Conrad Holmes. Again, the Mustangs with some small ball. Baqueta reached in an air. Beltran with a bunt down the third base line that painted the line. The fastball's a strike down the middle at the knees. Holmes popped up his first time out. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the stretch. And the offering. And the breaking ball is lifted into shallow left center field. Shortstop Linker is out. Hamer calls for it. Hamer makes the grab. And once again, Mateo Salcido has a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. 2.5 complete in the opening round of the 4A state tournament from Colorado Springs. It is Fort Morgan 1, Golden nothing on B106 and B106.com. Well, the Mustangs are holding on to a 1-0 lead over Golden here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Mustangs will send up the top of the order, J.P. Hamer, followed by Isaac Linker and Nick Norris.
Leading off the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Fort Morgan Mustangs, center fielder number 10, J.P. Hamer.
Hamer's a hitter. He had a base hit his first time up. And the pitch is up and away with a fastball for the right-hander, Ben McLaughlin. 1 ball and no strikes. Apparently resetting the signs there was the catcher, Holmes. And the pitch is a fastball away, 2-0. The line score goes like this: 1 run on 2 hits for the Mustangs, no runs on 2 hits for Golden. Hamer and Beltran have the base hits. Beltran had a perfect bunt down the third baseline. That fastball is high. And the next pitch is also out of the zone. It's a 4-pitch walk to Hamer.
Shortstop number 8, Isaac Linker.
Well, McLaughlin just taking that baseball and tossing it as quickly as possible. Didn't take much time between pitches 1 through 4. Here's Isaac Linker. He popped to left his first time up. And the offering. Fastball is outside. And so far, McLaughlin has thrown 30 pitches, 20 strikes, and 10 balls. But the last 5 have been out of the zone. So he had a 4-1 strike-to-ball ratio for a while. And the pitch. Fastball is lined towards center field. That's got some distance to it. That's going to blow by the center fielder, Seth Keener. Hamer's around second. Hamer's headed to third. They're going to send Hamer to the plate. Linker's headed towards third. It's an RBI triple for Isaac Linker. The Mustang fans are going crazy up the first base side. And Fort Morgan leads 2-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. That ball was tattooed on a line. Isaac Linker's first triple of the year was in the first game against Fort Morgan when he cleared the bases.
First baseman number 12, Nick Norris.
Here is Nick Norris. Again, the winner of this game will take on Pueblo West, which rallied to beat Erie. It was a 4-3 Erie lead. They were 3 outs away. Then Pueblo exploded. The breaking ball's a strike with 9 runs in the top of the 7th inning. No balls and 1 strike. Here to Nick Norris. That game would start 30 minutes after this one. Well, either game, regardless of the team. The pitch, fastball down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fort Morgan has scored a run in each of the last 2 innings. And that pitch is outside, went with another fastball. Yeah, McLaughlin all of a sudden losing a little bit of his control. 2 balls and 1 strike. Full day of baseball here in Colorado Springs. Our first pitch was at 1:12 for a scheduled noon start. And the offering and the breaking ball's down and away. Ball 3, strike 1. Golden didn't have to struggle at all in their regional championship game. They beat Skyview and Thornton 18-1. The Mustangs had to survive down to their final 5 outs, trailing 6-2 and scoring 7 unanswered to win 9-6. And the fastball is away. 2 walks in the inning, very uncharacteristic for Ben McLaughlin. First and third here for Mateo. Salcido struck out his first time up.
Now batting for Fort Morgan, pitcher number 20, Mateo Salcido.
In fact, when you look at the two pitchers, McLaughlin has struck out 2 and now walked 2, and that pitch is up and away. Mateo has struck out 2 and walked none. 1 ball and no strikes. The Mustangs looking to break this thing open. Swung on and fouled straight back. Watch out, boy, right up against the plexiglass. Woo! 1 ball and 1 strike. There was some media right there, and they were ducking for cover even though they were protected. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mateo, and the pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Bell tie with a fastball. It's 1-2. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Mustangs lead the Golden Demons 2-0. RBI ground out by Austin Apple in the 2nd. A run-scoring triple by Linker here in the 3rd. Throw back to first. Back in diving is Norris. We'll see what he does here with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Stepping off. Is McLaughlin. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on, grounded right side. That'll score a run. A lunge out to his left and a throw on the run. The play is made over there, but crossing home plate is Linker. Salcido retired. Excellent play by James Douthit, and the Mustangs lead 3-0 in the 3rd. But that was just a nice job of a half swing there.
11, Javier Baquera.
Nice half swing by Mateo. Here's Javier Baquera. He reached on the air and scored in the previous inning. And the offering. Swung on and grounded sharply off the third baseman's glove into left field. Norris going to step on third. He'll be sent to the plate. The throw is going to be cut off. And then the throw gets away by the catcher. Javi's headed for second. Throw to second. Javi slides. And he's going to be safe. He overslid the bag but got the hand back in there. Fort Morgan leads 4-0. That'll be an error on Vogel. No RBI. That ball should have been fielded. That was a big one-hopper. And there was a second error committed in the inning on the play, I should say. Here's Nick Beltran, who laid down a perfect bunt. So perfect that the pitcher, catcher, and third baseman thought it was trickling foul, and it was declared fair, and it stayed fair once it stopped. Swung on and fouled back with a fastball. No balls and 1 strike. And still the third baseman, Vogel's playing way back. Way back at third. 4-0 Fort Morgan in the 3rd. Off of second is Baquera. No balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Swung on, and that is chopped foul. Boy, that was not a pitch to swing at. Nick must have thought it was a fastball. That ball was around his ankles. How he made contact with that pitch, I'll never know. He would have been better off on a pool table. And Beltran calls time. The big hit in the inning, the RBI triple from Isaac Linker. No balls and 2 strikes to Beltran. 1 for 1 so far in the game. Javi leads off of second. Step off, nothing doing. Nick only had 1 strikeout through his first 29 at-bats, but now has struck out 6 more times in about his last 14 or 15, just swinging a little bit too hard. Needs that 2-strike approach to keep the ball in play. And the offering, swing and a miss, and that pitch was up and in on a fastball again. That's been problematic for Nick lately, and there's 2 down. Yep. Here's Connor Fajardo. Fajardo with a sac bunt. Yeah, that was not a good sequence for Beltran, but nonetheless, you still got a shot here to extend the lead. Fajardo at 0 for 0 as the sac bunt dictates. The pitch, swing and a miss. One with a fastball. That was pitch number 45 by McLaughlin. No balls and 1 strike. The Mustangs have played at 3 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Baquera off of second. Step off, nothing doing. Well, all Fort Morgan's got to do now is what they've done the first 3 innings. Clean defense and pitch. And the pitch, that's a fastball for a strike. On the outside corner, thigh high, it's 0-2. 4-0 in the state tournament, far from over, far from over. Off of second is Javi. And Fort Morgan's been helped by some miscues. Swung on and foul to the screen. Count remains at 0-2. That was the third strikeout by McLaughlin in the game. The stretch. Connor awaits the pitch, and here it is. Swung on, that is popped foul and out of play off to the right. One with a breaking ball that hung, too. Huge field, by the way, in Colorado Springs, 410 straight away. Keep in mind, this is a minor league park. It's the spring training side of the Milwaukee Brewers. All right, Fajardo back in there. No balls, 2 strikes to pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball at the letters. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Ben McLaughlin, but the Mustangs scored 3 runs on just 1 hit. It was a triple by Isaac Linker, 2 errors and a man left, 3 complete. With the score, Fort Morgan 4, Golden nothing. You're listening to the Class 4A State Tournament from Colorado Springs on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. John Beltran back in Colorado Springs. Let's head to the 4th inning. Yeah, this is Fort Morgan's game so far. They lead 4-0 over Golden.
Top half of the 4th inning for the Golden Demons. Pitcher number 6, Ben McLaughlin.
Here's the left-handed hitting Ben McLaughlin, the pitch. And the breaking ball is a beauty on the outside corner. Mateo's throwing a masterful game for the Mustangs, only a sophomore. That was pitch number 31, only averaging 10 pitches an inning, 24 strikes, and 7 balls, has allowed 2 hits. And the pitch, and that's outside, tails away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Here to the opposing pitcher, Ben McLaughlin. We're in the top of the 4th inning. The Mustangs with a run in the 2nd and 3 in the 3rd. And the pitch. And the breaking ball's a strike outside corner at the knees. Well, they have credited a base hit instead of the error on the third baseman. So we'll have to change that scoring, and that's down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, that would have been a base hit that scored Norris. And that was off the bat of Javi Baqueta, so we'll have to change that. 2-2. And the offering, swung on and popped foul out of play off to the left, giving chase, but having no room, is the third baseman, Austin Apple. So officially 4 runs on 4 hits for the Mustangs. No runs on 2 hits for Golden, but I've got them with 2 errors, if not 3. One on the second baseman, and then the other one on the catcher, which allowed Javi to advance on a throw home, trying to nail a Mustang runner. And the pitch, swung on and lifted down the right field line. Long run for Langford along the line, going way back, still going back, and that ball's off the bottom of the wall. Langford's going to get that back in there. It's a leadoff double here for Ben McLaughlin in the 4th inning. Boy, that ball was launched about 350 down the left field line. He hit it just about that distance.
Now batting for the
There's Joe Quintana.
Shortstop number 2, Joe Quintana.
Quintana now stepping in. He had a base hit his first time up. Pretty good pitch thrown by Mateo, but McLaughlin got a lot of the baseball there. The stretch and the offering. Down and away with a curveball. 1 ball and no strikes. The winner to take on Pueblo West coming up 30 minutes after this game is over. Runner at second. And the offering. Swung on line, base hit into center field. McLaughlin's only going to be able to get the third. No, he's going to round third as the ball is bobbled out there. We'll give him an RBI single for Quintana. Golden is on the board. It's Fort Morgan 4. Golden 1. That'll bring up Zane Covey. Had the sack bunt his first time at the plate. Well, Fort Morgan did turn 3 double plays in that regional semifinal against Pueblo County. Looking for something similar here. Mateo's used to closing games. He started off so well, but he could use a double play right now against this left-handed hitter. Step off, nothing doing. Quintana, by the way, is now 2 for 2 in the game after the base hit. 4-1. Fort Morgan in the fourth inning. About a step and a half lead there for Quintana at first. And the pitch. And that is on the outside corner for a strike with a fastball. No balls and 1 strike. Golden has 18 wins this year. The Mustangs have 17. 2-step lead. Go back to first. Again, nothing doing. An easy dive back into first for Quintana. No balls and 1 strike to the left-handed hitting first baseman. The stretch. And Mateo comes home. Swung on and foul back. Went with a ball down in the zone. Did Covey. It looked like another breaking ball thrown there by Salcido. 0-2 to Zane Covey. 4-1 Mustangs in the top of the fourth, but Golden has just gotten on the board and still have nobody out. The stretch and the offering. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Looked like down in the zone. It's a strikeout of Covey, the third strikeout for Salcido.
Now batting.
1 down.
Demons. Third baseman number 9, Sam Vogel.
Sam Vogel that has struck out swinging his first time up on a fastball. Again, the Mustangs looking for the double play to end the inning now. Salcido stretches at the belt. And again, a step off, just wants to keep Quintana close. He's got speed. He would have stolen a base earlier on a pitch to Covey. He had a great jump. Now he goes, and that's taken for a strike throw in on a hop to Beltran, and nothing doing. It's a stolen base for Quintana. And no balls and 1 strike to Sam Vogel. Well, Golden trying to cut this lead in half in terms of the way it started the inning, down 4-0, now 4-1. And the pitch and the breaking ball's taken down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pueblo West was a winner earlier today over Erie with a huge 7th inning as they rallied from a 4-3 deficit. And the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Boy, he threw him a bender there. Way out in front was Vogel. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Follow us on Twitter at B106. Inning by inning updates on B106. The stretch and the offering. That is a little bit low. Boy, that barely missed with a fastball. I mean, barely. Straight up at 2 o'clock here in Colorado Springs, Mountain Time, of course. For those listening outside the Mountain Time Zone, this is Morgan County's B106. KPRB, Brush, Fort Morgan. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and lifted off the end of the bat of the air. Nick Norris along the first base line makes the catch in foul territory. Boy, great breaking ball thrown by Salcido. There's 2 down.
Now batting for the Demons.
2 down for Ethan Lewis.
Ethan Lewis.
Lewis attempted to put down a bunt, but it only trickled about 2 feet in front of Fajardo, and he threw him out easily. Here is the stretch by Salcido. And the pitch. That's a fastball for a strike down the middle at the knees. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. The Mustangs have led since the 2nd inning when Austin Apple had an RBI ground out. Big lead at second. Step off. No throw by Salcido. 2 down in the 4th inning on the visiting side. Awaiting the pitch is Lewis. Here it is. Swung on and fouled back. And it's 0-2.
Friendly reminder, fans, please return foul balls back down to the playing field.
No balls and 2 strikes. Well, let's see if Mateo has that out pitch. And here it is. In the dirt with a breaking ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 to Ethan Lewis, the number 7 hitter in the lineup. So you get him out, you go 8-9-1 in the 5th. So a key batter here for the Mustangs to retire in this frame. The stretch and the offering. That is up and away. Took something off it. Barely missed. Boy, even when he misses, he's right around the zone. 2-2. Here to Ethan Lewis. Quintana off of second. He singled in. Golden's only run. Mateo looking for the out pitch. 2-2. Upstairs and inside. 3-2. Went with a fastball. James Dowdhead is on deck. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Ethan Lewis. Golden dugout getting fired up, trying to send the tying run to the plate. The pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball on a 3-2. Mateo does the job and strikes him out. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. Let's head to the bottom of the 4th inning. In the 4A state tournament, the score, Fort Morgan 4, Golden 1 on B106 and B106.com. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Mustangs lead by a score of 4-1.
How many pitches for Mateo?
It'll be
for the Fort Morgan Mustangs.
Austin Apple leads off, followed by K.O. Langford.
Austin Apple.
Looking at the numbers, Ben McLaughlin has thrown 49 pitches. Fastball is upstairs unofficially for Golden. Mateo Salcido has thrown 52. He did have a laborious 4th inning. He threw 22 pitches in that inning, up and in. 2 balls and no strikes. Apple had the RBI ground out. 4-1 Mustangs. Down and away with a fastball. 3 balls and no strikes. At times, McLaughlin can't find the strike zone. By the way, that first Mustang run hit by Apple brought to you by Cargill Meat Solutions, working with the members of the communities that they're involved in. That's Cargill Meat Solutions bringing you that first run scored by the Mustangs in Austin Apple, which played at Javi Baqueta to the pitch. Down and away on a 3-1. It's a walk. McLaughlin now with 3 walks. Here's K.O. Langford, and more than likely, the sophomore right fielder will be called on to bunt. Try to get that run back that
Right fielder number 1.
they relinquished there in the top of the 4th inning. With plenty of aluminum on deck in J.P. Hamer. And scoring to bunt, and he missed it completely. That was a late look there, almost like a drag bunt look. Might have wanted to show a little bit earlier. No balls and 1 strike. Here to K.O. Langford. The stretch. Let's see if he shows bunt again. He does. And he lays it down foul up the third base side. Well, now he's going to swing away at 0-2. Yeah, he angled that bat way too much up the third base side. But again, he hasn't had a lot of at-bats. K.O.'s got plenty of speed. And this is a tough situation. You're being called upon to execute in the state tournament. And I believe it's his first start of the year. Yet he's made a nice play in right field. But now down to the count at no balls and 2 strikes. The pitch, scoring to bunt, and he lays it down beautifully up the first base side. McLaughlin looks to second, throw to first. Boy, that is a great play by K.O. Langford. He still bunted with 2 strikes and laid it down gorgeously up the first base side. The sacrifice is successful, 1-3, and there's 1 down.
Center fielder number 10, J.P. Hamer.
Man, that's confidence there. J.P. Hamer has singled and walked, so he's been on base twice. Fort Morgan 4, Golden 1. We are in the bottom of the 4th inning, and the pitch. Fastball is a strike just above belt level. No balls and 1 strike. Here to J.P. Hamer will be a conversation on the hill with Ben McLaughlin and the catcher Conrad Holmes. I don't know if he was crossed up there at all. Didn't look like it. Very odd line. He's thrown 58 pitches, 39 strikes, only 19 balls, but he's issued 3 walks. And the offering. Fastball, that's right there down the middle at the knees. It's 0-2 to J.P. Hamer. They're not just a bank in Colorado, they're Bank of Colorado. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. That's Bank of Colorado. The stretch and the offering. And the bender is off the glove, but not far enough. Holmes kept it up off the first base side, just a couple of feet to his right. Count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fort Morgan with a run in the second, 3 in the third. Golden scored earlier in this inning as we're in the bottom of the 4th. Off of second is Apple. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball above the letters. 2 down. Strikeout number 5 for Ben McLaughlin.
Batting for Fort Morgan. Shortstop number 8, Isaac Linker.
Here's Isaac Linker. who popped to left and tripled to straightaway center. Here's the stretch and the pitch, and that breaking ball's a beauty. Down the middle, belt level, it's 0-1. Linker officially at 1 for 2. Apple off of second. And the offering, that's a fastball outside. Boy, you could hear that glove pop from here. Probably bringing mid-80s at least. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's why he's got now updated 94 strikeouts in about 63, 64 innings for McLaughlin this season. The pitch, breaking ball swung on, grounded off the end of the bat to the second baseman, and the throw to first is in time by James Douthit, and the Mustangs are done in the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left in scoring position. We have played 4 innings in the opening round of the 4A state tournament from Colorado Springs. The score, Fort Morgan 4, Golden 1. We're back in 1 minute on B106 and B106.com. I'm John Beltran. Let's head to the 5th inning. Fort Morgan Mustangs here in the opening round of the 4A state tournament lead the Golden Demons 4-1. Also keep in mind, if the Mustangs win this game, they'll be right back at it coming up after this, about 30 minutes after the game is completed, and they would take on Pueblo West. That would be the game plan. You got to win 2 games this weekend to move on to the following weekend. So getting game number 1 out of the way is big because it takes the pressure off at least winning that second game, although it would be nice to certainly win that second game, without a doubt. Once you do that, talk about taking pressure off. Really makes a difference once you win that opening game.
Leading off the top half of the 5th inning for the
All right, now batting for Golden
second baseman number 4, James.
will be James Douthit. 8-9-1 for Golden here in the 5th inning. Salcedo delivers, and that is a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes to James Douthit, the second baseman. Douthit, and that pitch is low again, 2-0. Here's the wine and offering. That's a strike, grooved it in there. 2 balls and 1 strike. Douthit singled his first time up, and he swings and pops it foul, not a play off to the right. Mustang fans along the first baseline. I'm a little bit higher up here along the... When I say first baseline, it's basically still behind the plate, just on the first base side of home plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Misty Salcedo providing some footage there on B106 as well. And the 2-2 offering. Swung on and fouled off on a slow breaking ball. And the count moves to 2-2. 4-1 Fort Morgan. We're in the top of the 5th inning in the opening round of the state tournament. Swung on and tapped slowly. The pitcher Salcedo is going to have to barehand. He slings it to first for the out. Nice play by Mateo, sidearming that baseball. As getting down the line was James Douthit, 1 down here in the 5th inning. I tell you, defense has really been beneficial for Fort Morgan this year. Here is Ty Howe. He popped to the second baseman Beltran his first time up. 4 runs on 4 hits for Fort Morgan. 1 run on 4 hits. Golden's actually out hitting Fort Morgan, but they've committed 2 errors. To the Mustangs, none. And that's down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Took something off of that pitch. And this game is at the 1 hour and 1 minute mark right now. The pitch swung on and lifted down the left field line. Javi's coming in. The shortstop Linker goes out, and he makes the lunging catch. He comes to a slide along the left field line as that ball was ticketed for a base hit. But Isaac Linker, speaking of defense, makes another outstanding play. 2 down in the 5th inning. A little flare, and there wasn't much time to get to that baseball.
Now batting for the Golden Demons, center fielder number 15, Seth Keener.
That'll bring up Seth Keener, who struck out and popped out. He's 0 for 2. Left-handed hitter. He's the number 1 hitter in this lineup, but he's up there with 2 down. And the base is empty for Golden. And the offering. Swung on and lined. A dive and a base hit. Linker nearly made a catch to his right. Boy, barely beyond his grasp. It might have gone under his glove. But it's a base hit. And Keener's now 1 for 3.
Golden. Catcher number 3, Conrad Holmes.
Conrad Holmes is popped to right and popped to the shortstop Linker. He is 0 for 2. You got to face the heart of the order at least one more time, whether it's in this inning or the next inning. And the offering. The breaking ball's a beauty on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Mateo with 44 strikes and 18 balls. He has been masterful in this game. Man, he's thrown well. And the offering. Fastball is down and away. And the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike to Conrad Holmes. Man at second, man at first, I should say. 2 down. In the top of the 5th inning, Fort Morgan leads by 3. Short lead at first over there. Throw back to first. Keener back in diving. 1 ball, 1 strike on Conrad Holmes. The stretch. Fajardo lays down the sign of pitch. Swinging a foul off the end of the bat again. A little hanger there. Crystal clear ice, good for any drink, any time of year at any local grocery or convenience store near you. That's AC Ice, proud supporter of Morgan County Athletics. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Awaiting the pitch. Swung on and lifted foul out of play off to the right. Count remains at 1 and 2 to Conrad Holmes, the right-handed hitting catcher for Golden. Short lead at first for Keener. Probably not going anywhere right now with 2 outs. The pitch. Oh, he bounced it in there. Nice stop by Fajardo. Runner takes off for second. The throw, the tag, and out at second base as Beltran lays down the tag, and Keener is cut down at second. And that does it for Golden. Here in the 5th inning, no runs, 1 hit. No errors, and the bases were left empty. 4 1/2 innings of baseball been played in the 4A state tournament. Fort Morgan leads in Colorado Springs over Golden 4-1 on B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Fort Morgan 4, Golden 1. It'll be Nick Norris, Mateo Salcido, and Javi Baqueta for the Mustangs. Norris, fielder's choice in a walk. He scored a run. He scored in that 3-run 3rd inning. That's the difference in the game. The pitch and the breaking ball is grounded right side. Second baseman Douthit has it. Slings it to first. Low throw, but it's an out, and Norris is now 0 for 2. That'll send up Mateo Salcido, struck out and grounded to second.
Now batting for the Mustangs. Pitcher number 20, Mateo Salcido.
Again, Fort Morgan only has 4 hits in the game. Line in the pitch. Breaking ball down and away. You got 1 from Hamer, 1 from Baqueta, 1 from Beltran, a triple from Linker. Fastball is outside and upstairs, 2-0 on pitch number 67 by Ben McLaughlin. And the offering. Swung on, lined. That's going to be a base hit into right center field. Going to be cut off over there by Keener, holding Salcido to a single. Now the Mustangs have 5 hits in the game. That'll send up Javi. And be a courtesy runner. Boy, got out there quickly. I got to check who the courtesy runner is.
For Fort Morgan.
Once I spot the number.
11, Javier Baquera.
Let's see, that could be Schwenke out there. Let's see who the courtesy runner is. Nonetheless, Mateo will take a little break. And the pitch. Fastball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, they made the change so quickly. Nick Beltran waits to hit next. 4-1 Fort Morgan, bottom of the 5th inning. Baqueta waits the pitch, and here it is. That's right there for a strike. Down the middle of the fastball, just above the knees. And the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Bottom 5. The Mustangs lead the Golden Demons 4-1. Winner to face Pueblo West, the loser to face Erie. Short lead at first, and the pitch swung on and grounded down the third base line. And it's down the line for a base hit as the ball slips into left field. And now to third, ahead of the throw, well ahead of the throw. And into second with the doubles, Javi Baqueta. I'm still trying to spot the courtesy runner. Nonetheless, second and third with one out for Nick Beltran. That's a straight-up double for Javi on a bouncer down the line that Vogel could not field. Are they going to play the infield in or not? We'll see. They can't afford to give up any more runs down to their final 6 outs.
Batting for Fort Morgan, second baseman number 21, Nick Beltran.
Nick can hit it on the ground. That'll score a run, especially on the right side. The pitch, swing and a miss.
Score update from UCCS.
No balls and one strike.
Extra innings, Silver Creek and Wheat
Got to watch out for the breaking balls. Definitely been in a slump. He did have that bunt single his first time up, but this is a huge at-bat for Nick. Runners take their lead. Throw to third, and a close play. But back in diving. In fact, that's Alex Ortega. That's who that is. 1-9. You got plenty of speed over at third. And the offering. Fastball's up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Nick Beltran. On deck is Connor Fajardo, so you got 2 chances to drive in at least 1 run, if not a second. McLaughlin has been racking up some strikeouts, and the pitch swung on and fouled off to the left on a breaking ball. Now let's see what Nick can do, because it's the 2-strike situation.
Reminder, kids, please return all foul balls back down to the plate.
That has been the issue. 5 strikeouts for McLaughlin. Needs to make a big pitch right now. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Beltran. Runners take their leads. And the pitch up and away with a fastball. Count moves to 2-2. Nick officially 1 for 2 in the game. Right on top of that plate. He's right on top of that plate. Anything inside, he's got to pull. Runners take their leads, and the pitch outside with a fastball, 3-2. Well, he's taking this to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Swing, but just anything to stay alive. Ortega third. He's there after Mateo Salcido had the base hit to right. Javi had a double down the line. Bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on in line, foul. Woo! Boy, hit that one hard on the pitch that jammed him towards that golden dugout on the third base side. It'll be another 3-2 pitch to Beltran, with the runners taking their leads. The stretch. McLaughlin delivers. Swung on, line to shallow left field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Javi to third. Scoring is Ortega. Nick Beltran's now 2 for 3 as he went the other way. And the Mustangs lead 5-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Well, what a good job, and that's something that Nick has been working on, trying to hit the ball to the opposite field. And he flared it out there for a base hit.
Catcher number 7.
Here's Connor Fajardo. So Nick has 2 of Fort Morgan's 7 hits, as does Baqueta. Here we go. The Mustangs looking for more. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball at the letters. Fajardo with a sac bunt and a strikeout. I got all types of scoring updates coming in. Lots of scoring updates especially 3A. And the pitch swung on line towards center field. That's going to score a run more than likely. Catch is made in center. Javi will tag up and he will score on the sac fly from Fajardo. As the catch was made by Seth Keener, and the Mustangs lead 6-1. Well, you had the 6 and 7 hitters deliver. Here's Austin Apple.
Third baseman number 2, Austin.
Apple has grounded out and walked, and he's driven in a run. So he's been productive with both at bats. And the pitch is low. 1 ball and no strikes. If the Mustangs can hold on, they'd be right back at it. Yeah, Resurrection Christian leads 10-2 over Eaton, believe it or not, in the 6th inning. And that pitch is down to Austin Apple. Delton Alamosa tied at 3. That's all in 3A. The stretch and the offering. Swinging a foul at the plate. Count evens at 1-1, so the Mustangs have scored in 3 of the last 4 innings. And it all got started by Austin Apple's ground out to second, just plating that run. The stretch. And McLaughlin looks in, and the pitch swung on and chopped slowly up the third base side. It's going to be a tough play. Barehanded and no throw. Throw back to second. It'll be an infield single for Austin Apple. All of a sudden, the Mustangs have 8 hits in the game. Cale Langford struck out looking, and a sac bunt as well.
Cale Langford.
Fort Morgan playing a good, clean, solid game here. And the pitch. That's a fastball for a strike. Bell tied down the middle. It's 0-1 to the sophomore right fielder. Yeah, 3 of the 9 players for the Mustangs in the starting lineup are finishing up their sophomore year. It all ended today. Swing and a miss. Challenge Cale with a fastball at the letters. It's 0-2. Cale had a gorgeous bunt. A sacrifice bunt that advanced a runner to second. His previous at bat, and scored a run later on. No balls and 2 strikes. The stretch. And the pitch. Oh, he swung at a pitch that almost hit him. That pitch was tailing in, and I don't know if Cale wanted to get out of the way initially, but he swung at that pitch that was up and in. He strikes out. But the Mustangs scored 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left. 5 complete at the 4A state tournament in Colorado Springs. It is Fort Morgan 6, Golden 1 on B106 and B106.com. And the pitch is a strike. Here to begin the 6th inning. Fort Morgan leads Golden 6-1. Swung on and grounded foul up the third base side. Mateo Salcido unofficially thrown 68 pitches. He's facing Conrad Holmes. He was at the plate when Keener was cut down at second on what he thought was going to be a wild pitch. 2, 3, and 4 for Golden in the 6th inning. Mateo easily has lots of meat in that arm to go the distance. Activity down the bullpen there. The pitch swung on and lined on one hop to Beltran at second. He sets and throws to first for the out, and there's 1 down. 1 down here in the 6th inning. Mateo's allowed just 5 hits in the game. And here's Ben McLaughlin, who's grounded out and doubled. He's 1 for 2. And McLaughlin's double was hit deep down that right field line. It hit the bottom of the wall on the fly. All right, so McLaughlin digs in from the left side. Wind and pitch. Swung on, lifted into left center field. The outfielders converge. Who's going to call for it? It'll be Javi Baqueta making the catch in the left center field gap. There's 2 down. 2 down here for Joe Quintana, who singled twice.
Now batting for Golden, shortstop number 2, Joe.
Again, first pitch would be about 30 minutes. 30 to 35 minutes after this game is over. We'll replay a feature we had earlier today. We didn't anticipate playing it twice, maybe just once. And that breaking ball's upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes to the right-handed hitting shortstop. 2 down, the base is empty. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Fort Morgan leads Golden 6-1. The wind and the offering. And that's up and in. 2 balls and no strikes with Zane Covey on deck. You got this guy. You got 5, 6, and 7 coming up. But again, a rally can start from anywhere in the lineup. We know that. 2 balls and no strikes. And Mateo steps off. He's thrown 72 pitches so far. Yeah, he's got plenty left in the tank and throwing very easy here. Swung on, line towards left field. Javi comes on. He makes the running catch. Javi Baqueta read it beautifully off the bat on the running catch and a line drive. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Mateo Salcido. 5 1/2 innings have been played. The score, Fort Morgan 6, Golden 1. You're listening to the 2019 Colorado High School Class 4A State Tournament from Colorado Springs on V106 and V106.com. We head to the bottom of the sixth inning. The Mustangs are looking for more. They lead Golden 6-1. And J.P. Hamer will now take a swing or two here for the Mustangs. J.P.'s been on base twice. He's singled, walked, and struck out. He is 1 for 2.
Number 10, J.P. Hamer.
Hamer, Linker, and Norris. Swing and a miss and a fastball at the letters. No balls and 1 strike. Ben McLaughlin has thrown 88 pitches, looking to go the distance, but more than likely in a loss. The way it's going for Golden, down by 5 the pitch, and he bounced that one in. And the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. This was a scoreless game until the second. Austin Apple had an RBI ground out. Then the Mustangs had 3 in the third on a run-scoring triple by Linker, getting it started. And the pitch, breaking ball, swing and a miss. Pitch was down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here to J.P. Hamer. McLaughlin gets a sign. And the offering swung on and popped foul and out of play. Right on top of the stadium roof. Count remains at 1-2. 1, 2, and 3 for the Mustangs in the bottom of the sixth inning. And the pitch. Strike 3. J.P. knew it. Out corner. Letter down. And for this pitcher, Ben McLaughlin.
Now batting for the Mustangs.
That is strikeout number 7. Isaac Linker, as I mentioned, had the big hit of the game. Pitches down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Linker awaits. Here it is. Curveball is a beauty. Right there, belts high. Down the middle, it's 1-1. A pop out, a triple, and a ground out for Isaac. And the pitch swung on, lined, and a base hit into left center field beyond the diving Joe Quintana. Fort Morgan now has 8 hits in the game. Linker, Baqueta, and Beltran have 2 apiece.
Now batting for Fort Morgan.
Here's Nick Norris.
Nick Norris.
Fielder's choice, a walk and a ground out. He's 0 for 2 in the game. Linker with a short lead at first. Pitch to Norris. Fastball, strike. Outer half, thigh high, it's 0-1. Engineering and consulting services for all of your projects. Western Engineering Consultants. Strong commitment to their clients' needs sets them apart. Breaking ball down and away. Get your project started the right way. Western Engineering Consultants, ball 2. Check that, ball 1, strike 1. Here on Nick Norris in the bottom of the sixth inning. The stretch. And the offering. Fastball is grounded right side. Doubt hit. Tries to get it, cannot. It's a base hit just underneath his glove. To his left. And the runner advances to second and Linker. Norris with his first hit of the game. And now that'll send up Mateo Salcido, who is struck out, grounded out, and singled. He's 1 for 3 and trying to go the distance here.
Now batting for the Mustangs.
With Fort Morgan leading Golden 6-1.
Mateo Salcido.
Well, when Mateo gets a pitch, he not only hits it, he hits it hard. His base hit was a rocket out into right center. He had a home run against Palisade. Also hit that 2-run double that gave Fort Morgan the lead for good. And the pitch swung on and fouled straight back. No balls and 1 strike. Well, that ball came back. That ricocheted right back towards us. Runners take their leads with 1 down in the bottom of the sixth inning. And the offering. Fastball is high. Count levels at 1-1 with Javier Baqueta waiting to hit next. We've had a lot of foul balls come to the right side. Not many to the opposite side, even though we've got a few left-handed hitters in this game. McLaughlin comes home. Fastball is high. And he's running out of pitches. That was pitch number 102. by the right-hander Ben McLaughlin. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 on, 1 down. Bottom 6, Fort Morgan leads Golden 6-1. And the pitch swung on and grounded slowly to short. Could be 2. Flipped to second for 1. And to first. It's a 6-4-3 double play. Quintana to doubt hit to Covey. And the Mustangs are retired in the bottom of the 6th inning. However, they are 3 outs away from claiming victory. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. Let's head to the 7th. Fort Morgan 6, Golden 1 on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. 3 outs away are the Mustangs from a state tournament victory. They lead 6-1. Mateo Salcido will attempt to go the distance. 5, 6, and 7. Zane Covey, the pitch. And that bounces in. It got him on the right foot. I know. They're going to tell him to stay there. I didn't see it hit him either. Yeah. He just took off for first, but the umpire said, hey, come right back here. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, it took a deflection, but I thought that was simply deflected off the dirt. Covey, sack bunt and a strikeout. I mean, I know you got to get on base. You're down by 5. Salcido thrown 74 pitches. And the offering. Swung on and lifted down the right field line. Long run for Langford along the line. Still going along the line. Makes the catch on top of the line in right field. And that ball was hit about 315 to 20 some odd feet. And again, Cale Langford, a very good athlete, makes the catch on the run. 1 down.
Now batting for Golden, third baseman, number 9, Sam.
Here's Sam Vogel, struck out and popped out. Well, the thing with Mateo, if he only throws about 80 to 90 pitches, 85, he can still close the next game if that's an opportunity to do so. And the breaking ball is upstairs. Vogel is struck out, and he is popped to the first baseman, Norris. He's 0 for 2. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on and fouled off the end of the bat towards the Mustang dugout on the first base side. 1 ball and 1 strike. The only run scored by Golden came in the 4th inning. And the pitch. And that is, did that go off the left arm of Fajardo? It's 2-1. He's getting up slowly. I think he got crossed up. I'm not sure where that hit Connor, but, well, now he's flexing his leg. Yeah, that was weird. I mean, he tried to catch that almost like it was a knuckleball. He's okay. But that was, not only was it not caught, I heard something from a distance. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, that sounds like a cross-up. Vogel digs in from the right side, waving that bat violently. And Mateo Salcido comes home. Swung on, popped up, right side of the infield. Nick Norris calls for it. Foul territory. And boy, he makes the catch, but Vogel bumped into him as he made the catch. Yeah, I think they could have called runner's interference there. There's 2 down. I mean, Nick Norris was in between the lines there. And there's 2 down.
Number 16, Ethan Lewis.
Ethan Lewis has grounded out and struck out. 0 for 2. Mateo Salcido had a 1-2-3 6th inning, looking to do the same in the 7th. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, Mateo's ending this game very strong. And the pitch swung on and lifted towards center. J.P. Hamer is there. He's going to make the one-handed grab. And the Fort Morgan Mustangs have defeated the Golden Demons in the opening round of the 8-team double elimination state tournament as Mateo Salcido goes the distance in a 5-hitter. Fort Morgan 6, Golden 1. 2 minutes. A 2-minute break. We'll come back with a recap on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. The Fort Morgan Mustangs defeat the Golden Demons 6-1 in the opening round of the 4A state tournament. Welcome to the Mustang Post-Game Show, brought to you by Morgan Community College, there to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out at morgancc.edu. For the Mustangs, 6 runs on 10 hits, no errors, 7 left on base, 1 run, 5 hits, 2 errors, 3 left on base for Golden. The winning pitcher going the distance in a 5-hitter was Mateo Salcido. The loss went to Ben McLaughlin. Time of the game, 1 hour and 31 minutes. The Mustangs got it started in the bottom of the second inning as Javi Baqueda reached on an air. Nick Beltran had a bunt single, and then later on in the frame, Austin Apple grounded to second, scoring the run. Then in the third, the Mustangs plated 3 runs. Isaac Linker had an RBI triple. Mateo Salcido with a run-scoring grounded. Javi then had a base hit, scoring Nick Norris, and that made it 4-0. Golden did get on the board in the top of the 5th inning. A double by Ben McLaughlin was followed by a single by Joe Quintana. But then the Mustangs kept coming, and in the bottom of the 5th inning, Fort Morgan would get an RBI single from Nick Beltran and a run-scoring, actually a sacrifice fly from Connor Fajardo, scoring Javi to make it 6-1. The Mustangs improved to 18-8, and they will play Pueblo West coming up at 3:15. As for Golden, they play tomorrow morning at 9:30 here in an elimination game against Erie. So that's the way it sets up in this baseball game for Fort Morgan. They had 2 hits apiece from Linker, Beltran, and Baqueda. Mustang Player of the Game brought to you by Transwest. They believe that customers are number one. Check out their selection online or stop by one of their dealerships in Fort Morgan or Sterling today. That is Transwest. And you've got to give it here to Mateo Salcido. 81 pitches. Allowed just 5 hits, struck out 4 with no walks. That was a key for Mateo, throwing his 3rd complete game of the season. All right, we're going to do what we did at the outset of the broadcast. We're going to take a 2-minute break. We'll take it back to last week's madness in the 7th inning. And between Fort Morgan and Pueblo, or check that, Palisade in the top of the 7th inning. 2-minute break and back to what happened in the 7th inning. I'll talk about that momentarily. Fort Morgan beats Golden 6-1 on B106. And we'll come back at 3:15 for the game against Pueblo West and B106.com.